For me, the Chargeverter was an easy solution when I was looking at all of the equipment for my RV. I wanted something that I could charge off of any grid at any size at any power. And as much as I love the 6000 XP, switching it between 240 and 120 volts is not something I want to do every day. I want to be able to use this all the time to run my RV without it ever going down. I want to use this to help me charge the batteries when I need it in the middle of nowhere, or from a generator, or from a backup source, or from some wall outlet that some harvest host allows me to use. Because it allowed me flexibility of making sure I always had a way to get the power into my battery bank, regardless of where I was, or regardless of the situation or the source of that AC power. It also provides a great way to lessen the load on my 6000 XP. I live here in Florida. I hate cold weather, so I don't travel to cold weather much. Now, that said, I do like fairly cool weather, so you don't have this much heat. But the fact is, this machine can run pretty warm in an RV. And this can lighten that load and let me charge. This is why I picked the Chargeverter, was truly flexibility. It allowed every situation that I ever could think of for me to charge. If the normal grid works for this, great. If not, I switch it out of the normal grid over into my Chargeverter plug and I use this one instead. Then I don't have to worry about it anymore. That's why I picked the Chargeverter. So let's get into really what is a Chargeverter. What is really its root purpose? And its root purpose is to charge DC batteries from AC power. It is not a DC to DC charger. This is a charge controller where you're going to take DC panels and put them into it and it charge your batteries. This is an AC to DC charger. It can deliver 100 amps at full power, 240 volts. But the sticker right here on the side says at 110 volts, it can deliver 28 amps or 3050 watts. At 240 volts, it can deliver 26 amps at 5120 watts. That means that 100 amps can be achieved at 51.2 volts. So if you go over that, you'll notice that your Chargeverter doesn't really charge at 100 amps regardless. It charges up to 5120 watts or 100 amps. In addition to that, it can deliver stable, clean energy to your DC power sources. It takes in all kinds of dirty power, old, cheap, $400 giant generators, old military generators. If you're at a fair and they've got a generator running, everything, anything that you put into this comes out nice and clean on the other end. That is its intended purpose, is to give you a universal way to take AC power, regardless of the quality of that AC power, and put it into your DC batteries. There are tons of use cases for this. I use it in an RV. It allows me to charge from the grid when I'm at a pedestal, when I'm in an RV park. It allows me to charge on a generator if I'm out in the middle of the boondocks and I want to just pump in a whole bunch of power real easy, quick. It allows me to hook it up to a small 110 or 120 wall outlet and charge at 4 or 5 amps if I want to. All the way up to the 240 volt plug that you can plug in and pull a full 28 amps at 240 volts, convert that over to 5120 watts of DC power, pure clean DC power, and charge your batteries. It's great on cloudy days for topping off your batteries if you have a cabin, if you have an RV, if you have a house. I've even seen multiple of these running in parallel to help charge larger battery banks from larger generators. So instead of having 5,000 watts or 5,000 kilowatts being charged from one of these, you could easily hook up 4 or 5 of these in parallel and charge at 20 or 25 kilowatts. I'm going to get into wiring the Chargeverter up and show you how it is connected to my RV. So first I'm going to move this out of the way and I'm going to bring you over and show you some of the wires. And I am going to try to get this all in one take so that you don't see a whole bunch of cuts. So if you see me moving things around, I apologize for that. but this is an attempt to show you as much content as I can about the Chargeverter, about how this hooks up. All right, so these are the two plugs that go to the battery. They make it very easy to just plug these in the side of the Chargeverter. As you can see there, they just plug in and pop lock. They're very, very simple. I run them over and into the back side here, the usage side of my bus bars. Then that would run through a fuse and then go off to the batteries. On the negative side, I do basically the same thing. It runs down through here, goes into the usage side bus bar. From there, if it needs to go to the battery, if it's not used for something else, it will go through the shunt and over to the bus bars that go to the batteries. That allows free distribution to the batteries. Now, the connection of this is quite simple. You just take the Chargeverter, and I just take the Chargeverter and set it right here in this nice place. It's got plenty of ventilation. Then you can simply take the plugs. I'm going to slide this over so you can see this. And you plug in the positive, and you take the negative, and you plug in the negative. Now, of course, these have to be hooked up, as I showed you a minute ago, to the bus bar. They snap in place nice and tight. They don't come off. They don't wiggle, and they don't leave you a whole bunch of room for messing things up. All you have to do is make sure the polarity is correct, that the positive is on the positive bus bar and the negative is on the negative bus bar, and you're very well set. The other side is the side that runs to the wall plugs. This connects to the Chargeverter's other side. It's a fairly simple plug. I'm assuming live wires and a ground. Because this is hooked up to a 4-prong plug, I will put some wiring diagrams and walk you through how you can wire this up to make sure that the 240 goes through the right ones. But it is easy to say that this simply connects to the Chargeverter and twist on into place. Once you have it on, you just twist it on. Now you have this plug. Now, I use this plug for two purposes. One, I have the Chargeverter, which feeds into this top plug here, or I have an alternative cable that I can use for 110 charging. And so as you can see, this cable basically allows me to plug into the Chargeverter on this end, and it is internally wired for a 20 amp plug on this side. As you can see, the one with the sideways one will not plug into a 15 amp plug. And the purpose for this is if I'm pulling 20 amps and it's plugged into a 15 amp plug, it's going to pop the breaker. So I will need to tune it down to take 15 amps and then put on a converter. Now this converter will take the 20 amp plug and convert it down to a 15 amp plug. And it simply just plugs in here. Now if I'm at an RV park where I have a 20 amp plug, then I use a 20 amp extension cord to pull from that plug, then I can do that. If I'm close enough to plug this directly in for the 20 amp, that's okay also. But do not pull 20 amps off of this if you don't have a 20 amp cord hooked to it, because you will melt the regular electrical cords. Most of them are designed to only support 13 amps of power. So please be very careful when you're playing with this setting to make sure you get the right plugs for the right amperage, or you will burn something up. Now, this can plug into a regular extension cord and give us the ability to charge based on the settings. And we'll go through the settings here in a little bit. Or this can plug in to an outlet that I've got mounted just inside the door here. And so it can be plugged in right here, like this. And that allows it to go to the Chargeverter plug that I have configured out here, and all I have to do is switch this to here. Now, and once it's here, then I can charge off of the Chargeverter plug. If I want to charge off of a 110, then I unplug it from here and I plug it back into the 110 connector and plug that into this cord. And basically, that is all there is to connecting the Chargeverter. The positive, the negative post on one side, the outlet on the other, deciding if you want to use the 220 or if you want to use an adapter for the 110. And I'll get you some wiring diagrams to show you how to wire the 110 and the 220 wall outlets. Now, a few things that I did want to point out. The exhaust comes out of this side here. Many people prefer to mount these where they're facing up like this, and that allows you to have airflow come in the left side here and out the right side and convert that to in the bottom and out the top. To be honest with you, the fan on this is really well, and when it kicks in, you will hear it, and it does handle itself pretty well. So ventilation is key when you're hooking this up. Just remember that you do need to deal with the ventilation and make sure that you have plenty of room for this air to be removed from the area so that the Chargeverter doesn't overheat. It is also important, I used the factory cables that came with it and put them right here next to the bus bars that lead to the bus bars going to the batteries. It's important that you're not taking this and putting it so far away that there's a lot of voltage loss on those wires as they go from one place to the other. And it's pretty simple connection. This has the input for AC on this side. It runs through the Chargeverter, gets converted to nice clean power, comes out the two battery leads over here for negative and positive. This runs over, connects to the battery, and then from there it can charge. So you can see here that it's very easy to configure. You have a simple screen. You press this button here and it takes you onto a configuration screen where you can set the voltage, where you can see the voltage, set it based on state of charge. You can set it based on battery start voltage. You can set the current that you want to charge it with. You can set the stop state of charge, and you can set the battery stop voltage. If you have it connected to the BMS, then you can use the state of charge. If not, you'll see here under state of charge lost. And all that means is that it's running based on voltages. I hope you found this useful. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.